Hello students, this is your course on content marketing. In this video on measuring content marketing performance, we are going to talk about click-through ratio. Let's begin by trying to understand what click-through ratio as a KPI is. Click-through ratio or rate is a metric that measures the relevance of content promotion for target customers, based on which they are likely to click on a brand's communication and access the complete content. So it basically means that when you have designed a content and finally you have come up with ways to promote it on various platforms, be it search engine or be it social media, and then you have gone ahead and created more content for promotion of content. Now this CTR is a measure of how that promotional content performs, and it basically measures that if if a potential customer, a potential user is looking at your content promotion in maybe in the form of an ad, maybe in the form of a suggested post, maybe in the form of a link, then that is considered as an impression or that is considered as an exposure. And if that is happening, it could also be happening on an email, and it doesn't have to be a public or a social platform only. If that is happening, how likely is the customer to click on that particular ad or link or whatever exposure suggested post has happened for that user, and how likely are they to click on that particular type of content and then therefore proceed towards your website or to your social platform or to your YouTube channel, which you intended to for them to do. So it is measured with a simple formula where you measure the total such impressions generated for your ad, for your promotional content. Then you measure the total number of clicks that happened for that promotional campaign or content, and you multiply that by 100. Yes, this is a manual formula and therefore never of use to any content marketer, because nowadays everything is measured using analytics, and we'll just see in a while how that is done. It is for you to understand exactly the logic behind the click-through rate. So it is in the simplest form measuring if a customer sees your content, how likely are they to click on it. Now, there are different CTR benchmarks for different types of content out there. For ads that are there on search engines, 5% CTR is considered as very good. Actually, it's an industry benchmark. And if your ad is performing, your ad content is performing below this, then you need to work on your ad copy, you need to work on your bids, you need to work on the keywords that you're inserting, the design of your landing page, and variety of factors. And this further into the industry also varies. So yes, search engine content has 5% CTR expectancy, but within the industry, whether maybe you are in retail, real estate, automobile, legal, IT services, so the kind of product that you are representing through these ads on social search engine also affects your CTR, and therefore that can lead to further variation for you. Then display ads, which are there on various associated properties for Google or any other search engine where you are buying these ads, have very low CTR, which is about 0.2%, and that is because customer is not really interested in any kind of pushed content. They are on specific pages, they are on specific sites for a specific type of content, and therefore the intention of searching something new, finding something new, is actually very low. Thus the CTR is low. Video content, on the other hand, as you can see, has very good CTR benchmark of 10%, and that is what you should expect your video content to also perform up to, at least. Facebook content or Facebook promotional content has a CTR of 1%. So if 100 people see your posts, about one person is likely to click on it and land up on your website or on your social media account. Compared to that, as you can see, emails can enjoy CTR of 20%, 30%, even 40% in certain industries. And that is because you are sending the this type of content to very specific targeted customers who are already aware of your brand, who know your value proposition. And if you remember in the previous chapter, we also discussed that email marketing campaigns therefore have the potential of really driving your click through rate, your conversions, and lead generation, and any kind of content promotion objectives that you have. So, depending upon the kind of content you are making, the industry that you fall within, you can set your own CTR benchmarks, and you can then track how your content is performing against those benchmarks. It's also possible that you need to revisit your content repeatedly if you're falling under the benchmark CTR benchmark set for you. So let's say your content, video content, is not able to achieve 10% click through rate. Then it's possible that the appearance of your video content is not attractive enough. The content copy is not really relevant, or it's not really connecting with your target audience. The uniqueness is missing, and there are n number of other such providers who are giving the same content, same information to your target customers. Your targeting is incorrect. Perhaps your video content is not getting targeted to the right users, and therefore they are not showing any interest in it. Or the offer that you're giving in your video content, especially if it is a promotional video or a discount or of a video, then the offer is not exciting enough, or is not enticing enough for a customer to spend time in watching your video. So what you need to do is study your content repeatedly, keeping CTR as a leading KPI, that if you want to match that benchmark, you need to ensure that all these factors are taken care of in your content. You can track CTR using tools for both single or multiple campaigns. So in Google AdWords, as you can see, it allows you to generate the number of clicks, then against number of impressions, giving you a clear CTR calculation for any ad campaign that you run on social media or on search platforms. Therefore, it's not necessary that you should know the formula, but it's necessary that you should know the logic, the basis of how CTR is calculated. Also remember, as your CTR improves, the future campaigns that you will design would have a chance of achieving lower cost per click, because expected CTR is a factor in judging the quality of an ad, and which we would be discussing in a little bit more detail in further videos. As you can see at the bottom image, for different types of search words or search queries, if your different types of ads or different type of content is pushed to the customer, then you can in a single screen also measure that for these different types of queries, how many impressions were generated for your content ad, and how many click-throughs then happened. And you can clearly get the click-through percent or CTR percentage from the system itself. What this tells you therefore is that what queries are more aligned with your content, and therefore this is something of an insight that you'll be using for designing your future content, selecting the right keyword and mapping it to the more specific, more relevant queries of your target users. So that's about click-through rate. Next up, we'll talk about bounce rate as a KPI for measuring content performance. Until then, thank you.